The last thing I remember was my coffee cup on the table. And now, I'm sitting in a room with no windows, no doors, and around me 5 strangers, staring at each other in fear, just as I'm staring at them. Someone once told me that the scariest thing isn't death. The scariest thing is uncertainty. And in that moment, I realized how right they were. Because on the table in front of each of us, a single sentence glowed. One of you is lying. And if you don't find out who, you will all die. The clock began its countdown. 05, FR 59, FR 58. I didn't even manage to breathe before the first scream broke out. There were 6 of us. I was Alex, an ordinary software developer. The kind of guy who's afraid to tell even his cat no. Maria was a young doctor, whose hands trembled, but not her voice. Professor Albert was older. But there was a fire in his eyes I had never seen before. Armin was a businessman, dressed in expensive, understated clothes, yet at that moment just as helpless as the rest of us. Lilith was a young doctor, whose trembling voice was impossible to read. Was it real fear or masterful acting? And David was the youngest of us, a student, and in his eyes, I could read something I wasn't ready to accept, yet he already knew something we didn't. Armin was the first to prove the room was truly a trap. This is some kind of joke. He laughed nervously and headed for the door. A distant buzz, a blue spark, and Armin was thrown backward like a rag doll. No one laughed after that. The game was real and the rules merciless. Time had become our worst enemy. And when a person knows death is one tick of the clock away, they stop lying even to themselves. 3 years ago, Maria began, her voice breaking, there was a fire at my clinic. I lost everything: my job, my reputation, even my name in the medical community. Wait, the professor's voice trembled. My laboratory burned down that same year. 15 years of research turned to ash in a single night. My father's company, David whispered, barely holding back tears, collapsed that same night too. My father never got back on his feet. Silence fell over the room, louder than any scream. We all realized it at the same time. This was no coincidence. It was the same night. The same fire, and someone among us knew why. Everyone's eyes automatically turned to Armin, owner of an insurance company, wealthy and, most importantly, the one who stood to gain the most if someone had ordered the fire. You did it, Lilith accused him, her voice shaking with rage. You destroyed everything to make money. Armin's face turned pale, but his voice stayed steady. That night I was in Paris. Check my passport. Check everything.